Greetings, everybody. It's Jim. You know, ever since I cracked open my mint copy of Starship Troopers from Avalon Hill, I have to admit I've been on a little bit of a tear on eBay. Okay, nothing's cost me like the $90 that Starship Troopers cost me. Oh, that was money well spent, by the way. I regret nothing. But at the same time, I mean, it started innocently enough, right? I was looking up my favorite game designer, Steve Jackson, because I have everything for his role playing game, The Fantasy Trip. It's my favorite role playing game. For a lot of reasons. I have tons of videos on that if you want to see them. But I mean, all of a sudden, I see the Treasure of the Silver Dragon, one of his older things that he couldn't get back because of the copyrights. So this is still in limbo, but I seen this and I got it for like 20 bucks. And so I immediately picked that up. And of course, right after that, I see Orbit War, which is from Steve Jackson. And I'm like, I'm into space lately because of Starship Troopers. It's Steve Jackson. The planets align. I click the button, right? And then, of course, as you can see from the video, the cover of the video, I found Starfist. Found it shrink wrapped, ready to go, ready to crack open. Let's do it. There we go. So today, we're going over with you about unboxing the mint version of Starfist. Now, the first thing in an unboxing that we should cover is, well, the cover, right? Beautiful artwork. Anything from the late 80s, early 90s from Steve Jackson games just screamed the genre. Okay, and that is action adventure. I mean, you're up against you're in a space station inside of an asteroid, for crying out loud. All right, and of course we got the iconic imagery of Ogre back then, and this image says it all for me. Car Wars Deluxe Edition. I wanted the game so much just by that image that the only game store I knew was a half hour away from where I lived, and it was during the winter, no way to ride a bike out there. I would travel in Erie, Pennsylvania winter, by the way. I would travel by bus 15 minutes, then walk the rest of the way just to get to the store, this small little dinky store, just so I could look at the cover and maybe some other games and stuff like that, but really just look at the cover and dream about owning it. And a few months later, I finally did. But man, did that image want me to buy the game. And the imagery here in Starfist is really nice as well.
So here we have Starfist, everybody, and let's just get it on open, all right? All right, here we go, bam. First thing you're going to notice as a gamer is, of course, the dice, but in this case, it's not the dice that are special, it's what comes with the dice that's special. It comes with a yellow crayon. Why is that? Well, we'll have to pass the counters to get to the reason, and that is this map board. All right, the map board is got a special sheen on it that you can you can erase afterwards, because you are going to mark it up with that crayon, much like the classic game Triplanetary. Okay. Also, Steve Jackson made a deluxe version of that, which was a hard-mounted map board, which I would still like to see for this, because I would like to see this lay a little flatter, obviously. But you can also put a plexiglass over this and actually draw on top of it as well, so you don't even have to worry about it not coming up off the map board. But that's okay, and so that's pretty cool about what this game's all about. So if you like Triplanetary, there's a good chance your likelihood to like this game just went up a few percentage points. Now here's the counter sheet right here. Now I will say that this counter sheet is dreadfully thin. Okay, I mean, this is a little bit overboard on the thinness. Now, mind you, there's probably a production choice to keep the game under $30, because this map probably cost a good bit to do. It probably did. So we got to forgive them for that. You got to keep the doors open. Got to make things affordable for both the customer and profitable enough for the game manufacturer. Here we got the control board. Don't know anything about it yet, but we'll find out, I'm sure. Starfist Terran ship record talks about, I guess you get a list of all the battleships, the names of the cruisers and the destroyers. Holy cow. So basically, let me see if these actually get, we get these here. Do we get nomenclatures on these, or do we have to mark it up ourselves? So it talks about the Asmodeus, like a cruiser Asmodeus, got a particle beam and drives. I guess it depends on taking what hits and such like that, but I wonder how, because I don't see nomenclature here of oh, it does. They go in order of A, B, C, D, E, and they're named A, B, C, D, E. Oh, I get how they do that. So there's probably a battleship. This is a battleship Arcturus, and it's A, B for boots, C for Canopus, and so on. That's how they track hits for campaigns and such. Okay, but anyway, it's probably doable, but maybe we can get some special counters made. That wouldn't be a bad idea to upgrade those on your own time. Turn phases, nice little laminated spot. And I wonder how they made these actually. Did they make them in-house and just cut them up, or did the manufacturer do them? Because this looks like something you would do on your own, right? It kind of has that feel. Interesting enough. Then we've got, of course, the fall 1991 catalog of Steve Jackson games, which was a not so small catalog. Of course, the internet's out there, kind of made all this pointless to a degree. Working for Columbia Games, I do know that we put catalogs in there all the time because people still like the tactile feel and get some one step more of thinking about games. So we got all about GURPS, of course, tons of GURPS, still going on GURPS. And then we got some Illuminati Deluxe Edition. And of course, Car Wars. Let me see here. We got more Car Wars. Car Wars was a big thing, of course. And then other books and games got Starfist. Of course, we got that here. Coup, Toon, Murphy's Rules. So interesting enough. And then Ogre and GEV in the back. And then here we have next the more ships that are off map. The turn phases. It does work in phases, charts and tables. And this is just a player aid pretty much. Oh, okay, it's just a one-sided player aid. It's got. I'm surprised I didn't just turn that into one page. Maybe it's because you need both of them at the same time. I'm not sure. And of course, you have the rule booklet. All right. The rule booklet talks about the counter design. I have not read this yet, but it's very clean. And it looks, as far as Steve Jackson, I've written for Steve Jackson for his hexagram for the fantasy trip, and I'm seeing all this as very familiar. This has not changed for decades. The way the paragraphs are laid out and everything, and that's not a bad thing. It makes everything, just nice and standard, and how everything is tailor made. So basically, that is the unboxing. How big? 8 pages of rules. Actually, 7 designer notes. 1 if you don't count the introduction and the counter design, which really isn't, pages really. So basically, it's probably about 6 pages of actual rules. So it's probably not anything too complicated. And I look forward to playing it. And I'll see you guys next video.